So now that we've looked at the steps to creating an image map, we're actually going to write our first one with code by hand. So again, we will not be actually typing this into Notepad++ yet. That comes with lesson 3. But what I'd like you to do is get the handout out of the bin that contains a picture of Walmart. And we're going to be creating an image map for Walmart by hand. Now, once you have that handout, what I'd like you to do is go and open up Paint. Now, if you don't know where Paint is, if you click in the, I'm going to exit mine out quick. If you click in this bottom right-hand corner and you click on Paint, it will open up a new untitled document of Paint. So here I have it opened up and it's ready to go. And then the second thing I need you to do is to go to my classroom website, so misswardecki.weebly.com, click on HTML, go to Unit 4, and then scroll down to Lesson 2, and I need you to download the image of Walmart. So I'm going to right-click here, do Save Image As, and now what you'll probably have to do, because we're in a U unit, is go into your H drive, click on your HTML and JavaScript folder. Then you'll have to create a new folder called Unit 4 Image Maps. And then you can create a new folder called In-Class Projects. We will certainly need that for Lesson 3. But all I need you to do is save the Walmart map into Unit 4 Image Maps. We're going to save that there so it's very, very easy to locate and to find. Now from here, if you click on Paint and you do File, Open, if you go into your H drive, under HTML and JavaScript, Unit 4, you'll see your Walmart picture right there, and you can bring this in. Now, luckily for you, I've actually resized this image down to a good size that we can actually visually see on our Paint screen. However, if you did have something where you downloaded a picture to work as an image map and it was huge or really small, what you can do is if you hover over this little image right here, there's a Resize and Skew. And before you even do anything to this image, what you can do, and we're not going to do it here, but what you can do is alter it by percentage. So make it a percentage larger or smaller, or alter it by pixels. And that's totally up to you if you'd like to make those changes. And then it'll scale it for you to something that is easier to make an image map up. Again, this is something I've already resized for you, so you don't need to. But if you did need to in the future, that's where that button is located. So you've now loaded into Paint, and we're going to actually find the XY coordinates for various parts of this image. So it says, if necessary, click the pencil button in the toolbox. So up here, if you click this pencil button, what it does is it changes it to a pencil, so you can kind of highlight really on that area that you'd like, get that exact point that you would like. And what I want you to do is kind of move the mouse pointer around this image. And if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, this is different in this version of Paint. This bottom left-hand corner, as I move it around, it has the coordinates for the pixel that I'm currently at. Now, if I go in the very, very upper left-hand corner, you'll notice that it's very, very close to 0, 0. And that's because, as we talked about in the previous slides, the upper left-hand corner is 0, 0. And then as we move to the right, the X value increases. And as I move down, the Y value increases. So note how the coordinates in this particular image work. Now, the next piece is we're going to handwrite an image map that contains hotspots for apparel, which is right here, lawn and garden, which is a polygon shape here, and then books and magazines, which is a rectangle shape here. So we have rectangle, rectangle, and polygon that we'll be creating image maps for. Now, just a couple of reminders for you as we kind of move through this. The HTML tags we'll be using are the map tag, and we'll need to give this image map a name. And then we'll also be using the area tags, and we'll need shape, coordinates, and hyperlink reference for sure to create accurate working hotspots within our picture. So this is just a sample of what our code will look like. Note, this is not the exact code and what it will look like. But you'll notice here I have a map tag with a name, and then I have 1 area tag, 2 area tags, and 3 area tags, and each of those have a shape. Each of them has an alternate text. They all have coordinates that are pertinent for the particular shape that it's creating. And then they all have a hyperlink reference. So again, this is just an in general, but this is what we'll be creating for Walmart. And when we're done, you should have a final product of a image map for this image. So we start each client-side image map with a map tag and a name. So I'm creating a map tag with a name of Walmart, and then all hotspots will be labeled in the middle of those two tags. So notice how I have an opening and closing tag to start off my image map. Now for here, I'm first going to focus on apparel. Now something you're going to notice is I already found the different coordinates here. So I'm going to show you how I found these coordinates and why I labeled them. I know with a rectangle, I need the upper left-hand corner and the lower right-hand corner coordinates. Those are the two key pieces that I need, the XY coordinates for the upper left-hand and the lower right-hand. So here, if I take my pencil, if I look in the upper left-hand corner, you'll notice I have written down 430, 266. That's pretty close, 430 and 266. So that's the upper left-hand corner. And then down in the lower right-hand corner, I have 651, 415. Again, I can get it pretty close, 651, 415. So I found those two key components. Now to write the hotspot link for this, we use an area tag and we use the shape rectangle. Now I use alternate tag of apparel to remember what this hotspot is for. And then what you'll notice is I took those coordinates. So I have 460, 266, 651, 415. So that should be 30. So I have 430, 266, 651, 415. Those are the coordinates that I found. Upper left X and Y followed by lower right X and Y. For a rectangle, those are the key coordinates that you will need. Then from here, this is linking to app.html. Now, obviously, this is kind of like a hypothetical. It's linking here, but that's what we're going to call it for now and say it's linking to this particular site or this particular page within the site. So we've created our first hotspot. It has a shape of a rectangle, has alternate text of apparel. We have upper left followed by lower right coordinates, and then the link to where it is linking. So this goes inside the map tag. Then the second one we're going to be linking to and creating a hotspot for is this lawn and garden. And something I want you to notice is because this is a polygon shape, it's not a rectangle, we're going to use a polygon instead to create this hotspot. So if you click down here, remember a polygon, you need every single coordinate. So we start here, we have 99, 314, 152, 315. And if we go all the way through, we can use our pencil to help us find those key coordinates. Now, something to note is that when we actually record these coordinates, it doesn't matter which coordinate we start with, but it does matter that we go in the order around that shape. So we can go in any order we want, but once you pick a starting point and you pick an order, that's how you must go, because what the browser does is it draws a hotspot from one point to the next point, to the next point, to the next point, and it goes all the way through. And when you've picked your final point, it just assumes that that final point connects to the first point. That's how it creates that hotspot. So here you'll notice I have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 main vertices, and I found coordinates for all of them. So when I create my image map, you can see here that I have a shape of a polygon. I then have alternate text of long and it should say garden. And then I have the coordinates in order, starting at 399, 314, and working all the way to 3546. Now again, remember, it does not matter exactly what order you go in and you start at the same point. What matters is that whatever point you start with and whatever order you choose after that, you are consistent. So if I started here and worked it to the second point here, I need to go all the way around. Now the next chunk is, you'll notice we have a hyperlink reference to lawn.html. And then finally, this third area, again, is a rectangle. So I need upper left-hand, lower right-hand corner. That's how I link a rectangle. And then I created that as well. So I have a rectangle, I have my alternate text, I have upper left, lower right, and then where it is linking to. So here's my final product. And you'll notice here that I have all of my appropriate, I spelled chords wrong, so I'm fixing that quick, but all of my appropriate linking. You can see I have a shape for each, a rectangle, a polygon, and a rectangle. I have my alternate text, I have my coordinates for each, and I have where it is linking to. So on Monday, we'll learn how to actually connect our image to image maps, but for right now, that's where we're going to start. And now you've got a good reference for what an image map should look like. And what you're going to do before you move on to the worksheet is you're actually going to handwrite code for a map of Brookfield Square, and you'll find that and instructions in the bin.